dear believer of this young AC Milan, Milan 3, Parma 2, a match that if you read the result, you're like, oh, well, happy days, we won, 3-2, yes. We still concede 2 goals, but yeah, who cares, right? Tonight, the only thing that was matter was to bring the 3 points at home. Eventually, Milan did it fully. Did they deserve it? Now we're gonna talk about this, okay? Because, guys, this kind of video that I record just after the match, they are pure emotion, raw emotion, as I like to call it. There is not really a script. I just take some notes here and about what I want to talk, but that's it. So I'm sorry if sometimes I repeat myself and so on. Just remember to put a like and subscribe to the OldHeart Rossonero wearing solo la maglia, because that's what we believe, only in the jersey. Now, here I wrote down what I want to talk today, because I wrote down about Theo Hernández and Leao. I want to talk about Morata, Reijnders, the MVP of the match, Pavlovic, and also about something that I saw in the last few minutes. There was an argument in between Conceição and Calabria just after the final whistle of the ref. A crazy match, guys. So let's start with some emotions, with how I felt about the match, and then we go through into each player. Now, the match, guys, it's been a match that we had to bring home the 3 points. End of the story. There is no middle ground. Milan had to win it, okay? Now, in my opinion, Conceição, in the starter 11, he played the best lineup that he has, including Fofana, because only the people that doesn't watch Milan, okay, can underestimate Parma, because I want to remind you that the first match in Parma was match day 2. Parma dominated us and they beat us in Parma. And also they had an entire week to prepare this match. Meanwhile, we played on Wednesday against Girona. So the team was a little bit more tired. So I believe that it was the correct way to play the best 11 that we had. And clearly, in my opinion, first half was horrible, but the best player of the first half, it was Fofana. That's what my opinion. He recovered, I don't know how many times the ball, he was everywhere. It was risky, yes, but I don't blame Conceição. I blame the player on this. I don't blame Conceição. I blame the player because he knew it. He knew it. So if you do a foul in a counter-attack situation, you get a yellow card. I'm sure he got at least 10, 15 years already, 10 years at least of professional football in his legs. He knows how the game works. You're a professional. You know that you have a yellow card. You shouldn't do that kind of fault. I think this is on Fofana, is not on Conceição, okay? I'm going to have to tell you guys that I'm starting defending Conceição so much because we wanted a Conte. In the beginning of the season, we didn't have it. We have it now. You see how he leaves the match. You see how direct it is. He is somebody that doesn't care about what the press think and is not taking shit from anybody. And I fully support him because that's what Milan needed. Somebody like him. Okay? Numero uno. On the first half, so yes, of course, thanks God we have Pulisic. I have to say that the first half was not his best time. Second half, he came out a little bit better, play on the left side. Penalty, full penalty we saw. I mean, the goalkeeper of Parma literally pushing Pavlovic, okay? So Pavlovic MVP also because he caused the penalty, okay? I mean, you know what I mean. And the goalkeeper completely pushed Pavlovic on the ground, penalty. Christian Pulisic, 1-1. Unbelievable. I think he scored 12 out of 12. He has 100% of realization on a penalty spot. I think it's fantastic. I think Milan really doesn't struggle if you don't have the best Leao. Milan real struggle is if you don't have Pulisic. Pulisic is a player that I know that abroad it is very, especially in America. I know a lot of you watching from America. It's very, very popular. But in Italy, generally in media, they don't put a lot of attention on Pulisic. They put more attention on player like Leao, on Theo Hernández, okay? Because when they don't play, they play shit, okay? So, but the real struggle, the thing is, if you're a Milanista, you're watching every single Sunday the match of the Rossoneri, you realize that Pulisic is actually our best player right now. There is no other, together with Fofana. I think if the two are in a good shape, which is so far has been probably 90% of the match, did Milan, there is a chance that we're gonna win the match because they've been fantastic. And I think Theo Hernández is not focused at the moment, is not concentrated, is not really there with the mind. The first goal of Cancellieri from Parma was the same tactics that Girona scored the goal that then is being disallowed. So cross on from the left to the right, dribble, and then he shoot. In Champions League against Girona, they disallowed the goal. Tonight, the Cancellieri scored an incredible goal. Parma fully deserved the goal, okay? Theo Hernández then still did a lot of mistakes recovering the ball, losing the ball control in the midfield. He was not there. It has to be changed for Bartesaghi. Yes, that's the only thing we have. Yes, Bartesaghi played a decent 45 minutes in the second half. As well as Rafa Leao, that I saw a little bit more decisive. I saw him a little bit more like trying to do more things, but he trying to recover the ball. But the reality is he was not aggressive as Conceição wanted. So I fully support 100% the decision of Conceição to change our two best player in the second half. It was tricky, however, the substitution of Calabria for Jovic. It was very tricky because, yes, you have to win the match. So he removed a defender. He moved Musa as a right back. And that caused the problem because the momentarily 2-1 was actually scored from Musa, from a distraction of Musa, counter-attack of Parma, and then they score a goal. Mike Maignan saved, did a miracle, and I think if you look at the replay again, I think Gabbia was a little bit delayed, like a 0.5 second delay, but probably he could have worked out a little bit better, in my opinion. Eventually, we play with a two striker, Abraham and Jovic. Chukwueze found the last goal, assist on Pavlovic, disallowed goal. I think the substitution eventually, and a lot of charisma of Milan, brought the 3 points at home. It's a lucky match, guys. This is a match that, honestly, a draw for what we see from both sides will be fine. The player wanted to watch the match, wanted to win the match. The players, the character of the players. And I'm very happy because this goal is going to give a lot of positive vibes to Pavlovic, to Chukwueze, to Pulisic, especially Chukwueze and Pavlovic, because they are the player that play a little bit less. Okay, so I think that's going to help them really, 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 really a lot. Talking about strikers, Tammy, we have a problem. I think we need to really. I hope that Jerry Cardinale listen the voice of the Jerry Cardinale. Let's say that at the end of the day, it's Moncada, it's the other guy Furlani that they decide. It's not Ibra. It's not Cardinale itself because it doesn't really. It's not really focused on us, which is whatever. But I think we need a striker. We need a real striker. We need somebody that can bring home at least 10, 15 goals a season. The Giroud. We don't have Giroud anymore. And Morata, it's far away from what Giroud was. Morata is not even the shade of Olivier Giroud. Morata is not even the shade of Olivier Giroud. Giroud, yes, and even last year, guys, that was his last year at 37 years old. We knew that he was tired. We knew that he couldn't play all the match. But he was amazing. He scored, I think, 15 goals. Morata this season, I think Cancellieri this season has the same amount of goals of Morata. We cannot be paying 4.5 million for a player that plays like this. It doesn't have chemistry with the rest of team. It's clear. It's clear. So I don't know. Tammy Abraham, it's okay, So we really need a striker up there because in matches like this, we need when I see matches like this, I feel like we need players like Ibrahimovic. Okay, remember? Tough match. Serie A teams come to San Siro, scare as hell. 11 players under the line of the ball, just counting on counter-attack because that's actually the two Parma goals, how they scored with two counter-attack. And we need a player that is a good striker. It's a player that is able strongly to score at least 15, 20 goals. And Alvaro Morata, Tammy Abraham, Jovic, and not enough. We need to sell at least two players now. and we need to get one solid player. Tijjani Reijnders, happy for the goal, but I think, the other two things I want to talk. Tijjani Reijnders, I want to talk about about the argument of Calabria and Conceição and Pavlovic, of course, guys. Tijjani Reijnders, very briefly, I don't think he's in the right position to play. I think in the first half was completely blocked. Fonseca found the place for, and Fonseca found a place for Tijjani Reijnders where he can express himself at best. I know that, like Fofana, he's not 100% because he's been playing every single match since the beginning of the season. We don't have midfielders. So yes, Tijjani Reijnders is a little bit tired. He try always, when he received the ball, try to dribble and then score. Incredible second goal for us that he found a huge space left alone by Parma player that literally they've been defending really well. But I'm not really convinced. I think he's a little bit tired, to be honest. Yeah. The last things I want to talk about is the argument that we saw in between Conceição and Calabria. I think probably Calabria say something in the tunnel. As soon as he got substitute, he probably say something, or somebody was saying something about Calabria getting substitute, and then we concede a goal. This is something that it shouldn't be the argument with Conceição. Conceição goes in the middle of the field argument. People have to, players and staff had to separate them. Probably Calabria say something at the end, and Conceição didn't take it well. This is something that shouldn't be on public, it shouldn't be on the field, should be in the dressing room. This is a problem you solve there. If actually had an argument with Calabria and Conceição, we can say that Calabria now is going to be at the age of this project because he's not going to be playing for us anymore. And I think it's time to go because tonight, Calabria, at the end of the day, played a decent match, but it's decent. It's not enough. And we know that that's the limit of Calabria. So it's okay. It's time to go. It's time to change. And probably even the coach understood that. Man of the match, without any doubt, Pavlovic. That was extremely solid defensively. He caused the penalty for us on the first half. Brought the grinta in the defense, in the dressing room, in the field, scored the disallowed goal of the 2-2. He was always there in the last few minutes, try to put more pressure over Parma. It's been an incredible match for Pavlovic, really. If we can't sell this guy, man. We can't sell this guy. I think overall, if we have to sell a defender, I love Fikayo Tomori. Ciao, I don't know. We have to see how Ciao comes back. But it's okay to sell this player not to our direct competitors, which is Juventus. Sell it to English, sell it to Saudi Arabia, but not to our direct competitor. Otherwise, we're going to end up like Kalulu. You see what I mean? Other than that, guys, we're going to play on Wednesday night against Dinamo Zagreb. In Zagreb, it's going to be a tough match, guys. So tune in. Hopefully, we can bring home 3 points. Believe, I guess. Yeah, believe. Ciao.